Okay, everybody. Hello and welcome to Closer Encounters Live. Tonight is our 100th show. We're getting the radio station brought up here real quick and almost ready for it to kick off. So
your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Blogtalk Radio.
Clarence?
Yes.
Matty B. The figures I used to see were kind of shadowy at first.
He is pointless to resist, my son.
Yes, this is Linnea.
Hi.
Hi,
My
who
birthday
is
this weekend.
Can I ask Clarence, from his experience, do you feel that they were what they were after?
Oh yeah, something posted something the other day when I listened to you and the guy from Australia talking.
Hi, class. He's still here.
It's Bruce Henson from Canadian School. The cell phone seems to have dropped through a wormhole. I can't find it.
I woke up with 3 small figures, the Greys, standing next to my bed.
Hi, Clarence. This is Colin from Australia. How are you?
Yes, it's Mike and Janine. How you doing, Clarence?
Hi, Clarence.
And what kind of experience have you had?
Clarence is an empath. Just having trouble with my smart TV. It turns out to be a dumbass TV.
My name's Lee. Lee Stacy.
This summer, I've seen all kinds of bizarre things in the sky.
Really? You really want to hear my story?
Can everybody hear that okay? Does it sound okay to you?
It's kind that is called a tucked tail, I guess you would call it. It doesn't stick out, but it goes way past my butt. Your fellow administrator, Melissa Brennan.
This is Tim. Caller.
Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Steve. Hi, Neil. Hi, Pamela.
Yeah, second from El Reno, Oklahoma. How you doing, brother?
I've had
Oh,
3
Pat.
sightings, 1 in Massachusetts. I've had 2 in Hollywood, California. I've actually got to see an extraterrestrial.
Hey, Steve. How are you?
Here on this planet, and I can't get off it.
Glad you made it.
So what is your mission here on Earth, Dawn?
To raise the planet Earth.
Needs to be a little louder. I can turn it up.
And I shall impregnate all human women.
It is pointless to resist, my son.
Everyone looks at the sky. They
That
move
any better?
to the heavens.
Hi, Clarence. It's Carol. I've been watching Ancient Aliens since the beginning. I was hooked from the very first show.
I want to ask this to make hold
This is Mike. This is Lee's brother. Hey, how you doing? This is Dan, and I'm an admin on the Ancient Alien site. Just wanted to call and say hey.
Thanks, Neil.
It's just a shame that we have people out there who take things funny like this.
I'm going to tell you a secret, people. Now, hold on now. Hold on to your seats.
Orbs making crop circles. That makes a lot of sense. It's brilliant.
What I did was I had to call in as a guest on my own show. Can you believe that?
Rob, is that you, sir?
You sure? You bet it. Yep.
And hey, Clarence, Sharon McQueen, how are you?
Oh, that's crazy. I went to the 4-foot Stacker National Enquirer.
His description of him was a classic, what would be described as a classic gray alien.
I don't mean to sound sexual, but Sharon the Night Together was a song we used to sing together.
Hi, Renee.
Hey, Don.
Hi. I finally made it.
Oh. All right.
So,
I have to agree with Clarence. I think this was one of the best shows we've ever had.
Well, I had no idea that you had an encounter with the Grays.
When it vanished and disappeared, it made like a sonic boom.
Thank you for your show.
you're very welcome. Thank you. And
Good night, and keep your eyes to the sky.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Blog Talk Radio with Closer Encounters. This is our 100th episode, 2.5 years in the making. And I really want to thank everybody that's been with us all this time and, has been on the show and called in. Now we are live on Facebook. We're also live on YouTube. So, it's just been an ongoing thing, and, it's been fantastic. I see a lot of people there on live. Thank you, Renee, Steve, Cheryl, Neil, you guys, fantastic. Pat, everybody that's on there. We just hope that, we can keep this thing going. It's been a great thing so far. I've enjoyed every minute of it. Had a lot of fun here, and some really good, deep conversations with people. Some very intelligent people has been on this show. It's like we lost our live feed here. Hopefully we can keep it going. Facebook dropped me here. Why not? Yeah. Would have to be on this one, wouldn't it? Come on. All right, keep it going. Trying to reconnect. Hopefully it reconnects. Isn't that something? Unbelievable. Now, this has never happened before on here. I've never had a problem with it until now. Until now. Imagine that. Oh, my goodness. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, anyway, I may have to reboot that. Yeah, let me see what happens there. I'm going to finish. I'm going to reboot it. We're going to end it. I'm going to post. We're going to go back live again. Okay, folks, sorry about that. I'll wait for you guys to join me again. Unbelievable. Oh, ain't that something? Here we go. We got one back. Sorry about that, folks. Of all things that have to happen on my 100th show, I had to lose the live feed. Unbelievable. Well, anyway, if you're just tuning in and you'd like to call in tonight on this show, the number here, of course, is 347-989-1008. I would love to have you call in and be a guest here. Got a couple of things we'd like to discuss tonight. Hopefully we stay online. We'll see what happens. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't see anybody jumping back over here. Maybe they got lost there on the way. I hope not. hopefully they come filtering in. I'll have to leave a message real quick. There's Melissa. Hello, Melissa. Had to reboot. I'm going to send a message. Okay. Well, hopefully people will catch that and we'll join back in again. For whatever reason, we lost our connection. Imagine that. On our 100th show, of course. Anyway, looks like we got Tim with us here. Let's get Tim up here on the air. Hello, Mr. Collard. How are you, sir?
Hello. How you doing, Clarence? Man, congratulations, man, on the 100th show.
Yeah, ain't that something? Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, and you've been with us a long time on this also, buddy. You're a good part of it. So here you go. I'm glad you've been here.
Well, hey thanks, man. You know, I was looking it up earlier, and I've been with you now on here for 2 years.
2 years.
So
wow.
You know, it's a
ain't that something? Fantastic.
It didn't seem like I was amazed. I didn't think it was nowhere near that long. But,
time flies. It sure does.
Hey,
you know.
Right.
Yeah, I think it was December, if I remember right.
You have a great thing going on here. You really do.
I hope so. I do.
And with everyone else, you know, and all the other people who make up our show too. You know, I hope that we're able to enlighten some people, or maybe just give them more encouragement for doing some investigation of their own.
Absolutely.
To what's really around us, you know, more than just what we're being told, to really learn and see what's out there, you know, and all you have to do is just barely scrape the surface, and you'll be amazed at what is around us constantly, yes. You know, and so.
Absolutely.
Hey, thanks. Thank you, man.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I think what I may have to do, being that I lost the live feed to the Facebook thing, Melissa, I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to close this one out that we're on right now, and then I'm going to have to redo it, and I'll put the Closer Encounters thing onto it. So, no, we got Lee with us. So, okay, maybe they're filtering in. Maybe I'll just leave it alone and we won't do anything. Hello, Lee. How are you, dear? But yeah, I was going to redo it again with the Closer Encounters logo, but you know what? As long as everybody, maybe they'll find it anyway. So, when I rebooted it, I didn't have time to put the Closer Encounters tag on it, so it's just going to say Clarence Mitchell Live. So hopefully, spread the word, let them know I'm on here. Yeah. Hey, I can't believe that. Our 100th show, and I just get it started up, and I had a good group of people there, and Facebook dropped me just like that. I've never had a problem with it until now, until today. Ain't that something?
Wow.
Yeah, it is. It's like, I don't know. It's like they're deliberately doing it or something. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny,
Yeah.
Oh, well. So anyway, yeah, 2.5 years I've been on here, and it's really something. I started, I believe it was December 4th, 2014, so it'll be 3 years in December coming up. And I was kind of reviewing some of the older shows that we've had, and I tell you, man, we've had some great people on here, some great talks, just fantastic stuff, and I wish we could get some of them people back again. I know everybody got busy, and we miss you.
There are a lot of people who are followers, no doubt.
Yes.
Just by what you can see on the comments, the last show on on Facebook. I was just casually looking at it, and I was just doing that just now, checking it out, and you're up and going on Facebook. I don't know if you knew it, but it's going right now.
Oh, okay.
You have the connection there. But
cool.
It's what do you call it? It's delayed. It's like I don't know, a 10 to maybe 8-second delay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Somewhere around there. I didn't really time it or anything, but
yeah, she Cheryl's back in.
Turn it off because it was messing with me. I couldn't turn my volume down.
That's okay. I see.
Because it was. I know you might have been hearing it, but I just had. I just kind of mess around there and see what's up.
Cool. Lars.
For the format that we use.
Yeah.
For our format that we use here, it's there's going to be little glitches like that.
True. Yeah.
It's just going to happen.
Yeah, this is true.
It's part of what we have to deal with.
But you would think with modern technology the way it is that you wouldn't have these problems. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of funny. Of course, I'm using a lot of equipment right now. I got 3 computers running with the cell phone running, and webcams and microphones, and so I got a whole barrage of stuff going on here.
From what I can see, you look like you have a pretty cool little setup going on there. You got a little studio happening.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's cool.
Thanks.
And none of that stuff is cheap. So
no, that's true.
You sunk some money in there on that.
Yeah, a little bit. Plus, I gotta pay for the Blogtalk spots. You know what I'm saying? So but that's neither here nor there. But it's funny because people are like, oh, you're just trying to make yourself famous and blah 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 and all this stuff, and you're out for money. I don't get money for this. I do this because this is what I love to do. And I know you feel the same way, Tim, and stuff like that. And we try to help people out with their questions, and we try to give them answers and stuff like that. And that's what this show is all about. It has nothing to do with me making myself famous or making money or doing any of that stuff. Forget about that. It has nothing to do with it. If I didn't believe in what I'm doing, I would not be here, and that's the fact. Simple and that. And you can look, you look at my studio and look, and like you said, I've dumped some money in here, and I'm not asking for a thing back, people. It's a gift to you. So there you go. And I'm happy to be here. So 100 show. We're going to keep it going.
That's cool that you have the ability to do that.
Absolutely. Yes.
If I had the extra money, I would do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
10, 11 years ago, I was making, I was delivering diesel fuel to drilling rigs.
Mm-hmm.
In a semi, going off road, way up back up in the woods and stuff, and doing stuff just like logging, basically running logging roads. A lot of it was on logging roads. And having to get pulled in with the dozer and all that, but I was making good money, and I was looking for something to put my money into, something to invest into, just as a, for something that for my, not so much as a hobby, but
to do with
spare time. So I started buying guitars and amplifiers and PA system.
Yeah.
I have a PA system and microphones and all that stuff, and then all the cables. But the most expensive part of the whole thing is the damn cables. Them things can get expensive.
Yes, they can. Absolutely.
It was just something that I was wanting to do, But if I knew about this, if it would have been now,
you'd have been here.
I'd be doing the same thing.
Absolutely.
I'd do the same thing as you're doing.
Yeah,
and just providing an outlet or a place where people can come and meet and share our experiences and our thoughts.
Absolutely.
And things, because we have so much, there's so much to know about, and so much for us to learn.
Ain't that the truth?
And there's an insatiable desire for people to want to learn, and that people have a desire to find out what's really happening. You know, what's really going on around us. Not so much what we're being told is going on around us, but what's really happening. You know, and because what we're being told just doesn't make any sense.
Right.
You know, how we are being told and what we're being taught just does not fit in no way.
Mm-hmm.
No way, shape, or form does it fit. So it's that confusion that I think the powers that be want to keep people in, to keep people dumbed down.
And it's a shame. It really is. And I don't understand the reasoning behind that either. I don't, what does it hurt for people to know what's going on?
Because once the gig is up, they're going to lose the power.
Power of what? I mean, here's the thing. All they're doing right now is upsetting everybody. And it's getting, I mean, you look at Facebook and other social media sites and stuff and Twitter and whatever, we're the laughing stock, as far as, especially the United States right now. I mean, our people are so confused and they're so fed up with all this UFO conspiracy stuff and whatever. I mean, if it wasn't for the show Ancient Aliens and UFO disclosures and stuff like that, there wouldn't be anything else. You know what I'm saying? That's, and then some of that you got to be careful with because even they're not quite right, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's just, you got to take what you can and run with it, I guess. But, YouTube is so full of bunk anymore. It's hard to watch YouTube, because you just can't find the real stuff anymore. It's just so littered with conspiracies and just ungodly, stupid stuff I've ever seen in my life. And it's a shame, it really is. But people want to get into it. They want to, make a name for themselves, I guess, whatever, on that side of the coin, so to speak. And that's what happens. It's all about how many viewers and how many clicks you get. You know what I'm saying? It's a damn shame. I don't advertise my stuff much on YouTube. I mean, I post it on YouTube. It's on there. If people happen to stumble across it, if it pops up while they're watching something else and they click on it, that's what it's there for. But I don't go out of my way and make a big deal about it being on YouTube, I have my own Facebook page. I do have a web page, which I haven't done much with. Matter of fact, I think it's down right now. I think I overdue on the payment. So, I mean, I haven't done much with that. But the radio show and live YouTube and live Facebook now is where it's at for me. And this is what I like to do, and this is how it is, So it's on, it's live, you know what I'm saying? And people can interact with you right there on the spot. They don't have to wait. They don't have to, none of that stuff. So that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Melissa makes a good point. She says, it could be upsetting. It can be upsetting to see so much fake stuff, and she's absolutely right. Unfortunately, there's an update today. I was going to mention it. Bruce Fenton posted it in Ancient Aliens, and Matt Bowers and myself and Bruce there, we were kind of chit-chatting a little bit back and forth there on it. It's posted in Ancient Aliens. I also did post it on my page here at Coastal Encounters. As you know, they had, I think, three entities, 3 alien mummies. Gaia kind of went with 2 of them, and this one here has been separated, so to speak. Same guy out of Mexico City, of course, has been in this whole deal the whole time. I've talked about him before, and I always said, that I have a problem with him to begin with. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, they finally decided to disclose what they've uncovered so far on this one particular specimen that they dug up. It's a rather small specimen. If anyone's ever seen the postings of it, They x-rayed it. It had what looked like to be 3 eggs inside of the body. So they assumed that it was female and everything else. Well, this went on for, gosh, I don't know, a couple of years, 3 years maybe. This has been in the making. So today they finally come out and they disclosed, get this, folks, there is no DNA taken from this. They could not find any DNA on this. And there's metal inside the fingers, inside the hands. You know, I mean, you can look at it a bunch of ways. You know, is it robotic? Is it whatever? But so far, what they're saying is this thing is more like some kind of a doll that somebody made over 2,000 years ago. And of course, it got buried, you know, with whatever. And they dug it up. Now, my thing is, if it is a doll, okay, a replica of something that somebody's seen maybe, and they kind of built this doll or whatever, why would they put the eggs inside of it? That was one question that kind of came up in my mind. Why would they go to the extent of actually inserting eggs inside of it where you wouldn't see it without x-rays? Okay. Right. Kind of a weird thing. So I don't know what to think about this. But to top it all off, when they had this this first open convention today, this conference, of course, it was held, I believe, down in Mexico or wherever it was. It was all in Spanish. Guess who wasn't there? Guess who never showed up? My man, the guy I'm talking about. He wasn't even there. He did not even speak. He wasn't on the stage. He never showed up for the conference. So there you go.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I'm serious. He wasn't there. So supposedly he's supposed to give some kind of a.
That's the kind of stuff right there.
That's what I'm saying.
Causes a lot of people to turn away from
exactly
doing any more investigation because there's so much of it that is not true.
Right.
Or you know they try to take away the validity.
Absolutely.
Of what's going on. Of all of our studies and our research, you know, we're just being tanked.
Yeah.
It's taking everything and just flushing it right down the toilet.
Yeah.
You know, and that kind of stuff right there pisses me off.
It does. It does.
I don't like about anything.
Yeah. And there's other stuff going on with Gaia. You know, now Bruce explained to me, and I kind of understand what he was saying, because all this research was being done in the Spanish language and you know, in the Spanish community, so to speak. Let me explain. Spanish speaking community. Gaia decided to join in so they can bring it to the English speaking people. Okay, that's basically what he was saying. They didn't come on board until much later. All right, so all these postings and everything you see from Gaia and all that stuff basically is just to help out the English you know, people. But even then, I mean, even so, as you know, they now want you to pay to join their site in order to see the updates. So what good does that do us? I mean, really, you know, pretty selfish as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, so this
I put all that into the same category as before it's news.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah.
News,
yeah.
All their blogs that they have. I don't believe a damn thing that they have to say because everything it turns out that everything that they publish, well, I'll say probably over 75% of what they post is just complete BS. You know, they might have a little bit of truth. There might be a little bit of validity in some of the things they do, but not all of it.
Yeah. And that's the thing,
maybe 10% of what they post is, is real.
Here's the thing, I totally understand that people need ratings. I get that part, okay? And I totally understand that you want people, to join you and stuff like that, But when you start fudging and faking and doing all this crap just to get that kind of, response, that's just, that's a big turnoff for people. And once you get caught at it, and once the people start seeing it, they just walk away from you, and it doesn't do you any bit of good, So I don't see these guys being around much. I really don't. I often wonder how long it's going to take before people just up and leave them in the dust. But we'll see. They need to make some changes real quick. Unfortunately. But we still.
It's like I don't know. It's like how can we right this wrong, and what's going to be done here? It's like, man,
Well, I made a comment down there.
The only thing that I can do, the only thing I found, Clarence, I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
But I found the only thing that I can do is to just talk about things that I can show proof positive that what I talk about is real.
Right.
And not only
or damn close to it,
show it, but I can for people who are in the know, I can direct them in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Find and do their own research.
Absolutely.
So that they can come up with their own thoughts, or their own opinion.
Absolutely.
What they're learning.
Yeah. Melissa brought up a good point.
What better way than to do that?
Yeah.
And try not and I try not to get too emotionally distraught or emotionally pissed off to just.
But it's so hard to do. It's so hard to do. Even I do it. I get so mad. I do. I get so upset. I blast. I rant. And that's really not me. I'm not normally like that. Most people that know me. But I mean, it's enough to drive you crazy. But yeah, Melissa wrote. She says it is sad though that people will pay.
I will say this much.
What's that?
That for some people who want to do their own investigation, to be prepared to be rocked, be prepared to have the wits scared out of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be an epiphany for people once they come across the truth of what we're talking about. And all the things I talk about. There's nothing that I talk about that's of a what do you call it? What's the proper word for that? Without saying full crap. To be honest and true and speak of absolute knowledge of this.
Right.
And I most of what I talk about, I don't sit here with notes in front of me or books or anything else. I have everything. I keep everything open, keep my mind open.
Right.
And I go off of this memory that I've been blessed with. I have almost a photographic memory of everything.
Oh, now, you're better than I am.
The other night, I was telling you
Hi, Mike.
that Sir Edmund Hillary, and it came to me right after the show that his Serpa guy, or his Serpa helper, his mule that carried all this stuff
right.
was Sunday Norgay.
Okay.
Sunday Norgay is his name.
Right.
But anyhow, those little things like that, I have all this. Like all my close friends and relatives that really listen to what I have to say and really believe and know what I'm saying is truth. They all call me the professor because they're like, how do you have that much knowledge? How can you? And it's something that I just take it naturally, and I think that, well, isn't everyone like that?
Yeah, right.
I find out that not everybody, and then I'm like, well, how is there any way I can teach people how to do that, or
right.
keep themselves open to and I don't think I don't know if it's genetics or what, because my dad had a photographic memory too.
Wow.
So
could be genetics.
It was passed down from him. I get that from him. But it's something that I can use though to share and also have value in it, and also have complete to gain people's trust. To believe what I'm saying is the truth.
Right.
That I'm not gonna bullshit you. I'm not gonna tell somebody something, but if I don't know anything about it, I'll tell you. I'm not sure of it, or I'm not really aware of that, or something, somewhere along that line. I will not try to outsmart or outthink the conversation.
Right.
And there's a lot of times, and I'm sorry, and I apologize for sometimes taking the lead on a lot of things, but it's just when I get on a roll and it starts coming out, it keeps going, and sometimes I can't stop myself. I got to start. Whoa,
yeah,
thanks, man.
That's cool.
Where's the Jake break out here, man? Where we got a damn Jake?
Cool. That's funny. Well, it happens though. You get so involved in what you want to do and get going. I mean, it is hard to stop sometimes. But that's cool.
I get so excited about this stuff.
Sure.
I get truly, it lights the fire inside me. And it's part of I guess what makes me who I am.
Absolutely.
And I want to share it with people. I want to share it. And I want to kind of to give people some type of inspiration, or to give them encouragement to do their own fact finding research, to do their own because it's out there. Like the X-Files says, the truth is out there.
Right.
Well,
Melissa,
to put forth the effort to learn about it and to research it.
Right.
And sometimes, I don't always know the right direction to go.
Sure.
But I won't put anybody on a path that's going to lead them to more confusion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what I will tell them, and what I will tell everybody, is to prepare yourself to be rocked. Just prepare yourself for, because some of this stuff will scare the living crap out of you. It truly will.
Yeah.
So don't be faint of heart when you go into this, because it's going to open up your mind. One thing that I guess is something that I've learned through the course of the years, since I've been on this planet, is learning about things. And the people that I learn from, the people that I take the most inspiration to learn from, number one, I tell everybody, if you really want to find to research about a great person that's from the United States, from America, is I think it was the 16th president, Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
The story of Teddy Roosevelt is absolutely unbelievable. And to know where that man came from,
right,
where his roots were founded, to become the person that he became,
right,
was so far off in left field.
Sure.
That it's not even funny.
Sure.
So I get inspiration from him. But another person who I gain the most inspiration from is Albert Einstein.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
he was able to do so many things, and what he always did, and the main thing that he did all his life, all the way up until his death, is that he always did brain exercises to keep his mind open and able to accept challenges and to think outside the box.
Right.
To not just go by what you're told or what we're taught, but come up with your, because, you know, if any one thing is responsible for me being who I am, it's Albert Einstein. Because, and that in itself.
Right.
You know, so I try to gain some type of validity in what I say and put value in what I'm talking about. And these people like that, Einstein and Nikola Tesla, those two people just, I mean,
well, they're both,
when you really learn about what they were about and what they did and how they were and how they interacted in their time that they were alive,
right?
It's just incredible. It's absolutely incredible. I would like to help forge other people to, you know, somewhere in our midst right now, we have other people who are of that same caliber.
Absolutely.
They have that same ability to learn and to help progress our human society, our human species, to make us a better species.
You know what's funny about it is we got kids right now that are like, what, 12, 13, 14 years old. There's one or two of them right now that are going through Einstein's whole theory and coming up with other stuff now all of a sudden. And it's like, you know, where these guys been? I mean, you know, and it's fantastic. I mean, you know, and it's just, hopefully, you know, we can keep our eye on them and something will come out of it. I mean, you know, it's really cool. But, you know, for a 13, 14-year-old kid to sit down and explain the relativity, you know, the theory of relativity to you, wow. And know what he's talking about. I mean, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, I know.
Wow. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah, these child prodigies that are all around us. What I have experienced personally is these kids, these young people. I call them kids because they're, you know, they're,
right,
they're 30 or
figure of speech,
25, 30 years younger than me.
Right.
So I'm from kids, you know.
Figure of speech, yeah.
And some of them even some of them are closer to me.
Sure.
But they, one in particular is this kid I was playing music with, that was an incredible musician. And when I asked him how long he'd been playing, he told me that he'd only been playing for 4 years.
Yeah.
4 years.
That about blows you away.
All
Yeah.
my life.
Yep.
I've been playing all my life.
Yeah.
And he was able to figure all this stuff out on it, you know, through,
sure.
You know, just like boom, 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 boom.
Just come to him natural. Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, you know, who taught you this? I taught myself.
All right.
And a friend of mine down in Texas, her nephew played piano. And I asked him, I said, how long did he take lessons? He said he never took a lesson in his life.
He does something?
And he's writing his own songs on a piano, on keyboards.
Crazy.
I'm like, what? Are you serious? You know?
Yeah.
Hey, so, you know, and then all these other kids, you know, there's so many other child prodigies that are, you know, we have, I can't read something the other day about this kid that 13 years old and just graduated, just got his master's degree. Just got his master's degree.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those.
13.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And they're coming from all walks of life too. I mean, you're talking, you know, over from Asia, you know, China, Japanese, especially the Japanese kids. Remarkable talent. Oh my gosh, I don't know what they're feeding them, but wow. You know, and a few of them here in the States too.
Meanwhile,
you know, but,
here in America, all the kids are interested in is
we got a few.
Xbox game,
True.
You know?
Yeah.
Or something. And I'm like, come on, guys, come on. Can't you do more of that? You know, don't you want to do more of that?
I want to welcome Eric. Hello, Eric. How are you? Yeah. We were talking earlier about, you know, thinking outside the box and stuff. Melissa said, you know, she thinks outside the cube. Cute. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot now what I was going to say to you. We were talking about Einstein and stuff, but yeah, I mean, it's just our advancements now. I mean, you're looking at our rockets. I mean, all the time, like this Futurama thing that they got up on the web now and stuff. And I just seen an article today. I was reading about it. I kind of posted a funny comment on it. But they invented a bed for earthquakes, which is not a bad concept. But I had a few faults with it. You know what I'm saying? But what it does is, of course, when you land into it, underneath it, it's got all your emergency supplies and everything. And it's made out of kind of like a metal box. And it's got a mattress on it and stuff like that. And if an earthquake were to hit at a certain density, it actually folds up and you drop down inside of it, and then a cover goes over it so, you know, it doesn't get crushed or collapsed or whatever, and you're able to survive inside of this bed, you know, until everything's done and over with, then you can let yourself out or whatever. And I kind of laughed about it. I'm thinking, you know, what I wrote in the comment, I was like, hey, quit jumping on that. Okay, you're gone, you know. You know, kid jumping on the bed and he, you know, it puts him down into it. But yeah, I see a few flaws with this thing, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Melissa said it's scary. Yeah, I agree. She must have seen it. But yeah, good concept. I understand the concept behind it. I mean, if you're sleeping in the middle of the night and an earthquake hits and you don't have time to run for cover, this will cover you up and whatever. Will it really work? Who knows? I mean, until they actually have an earthquake with somebody laying in one, I guess we won't really know. But, you know. But, I mean, this is the kind of thing that we're talking about. And then they're trying to build flying automobiles and jetpacks and, you know, I mean, stuff that we've been trying to do for many, many years, but now they're getting closer and closer to it. And I'm thinking, you know, even if they did build it and it was available, would we be allowed to use it? I don't like people to drive on the road now. I can't imagine bumping into one of them up in the air, you know. Scary thought, you know. You know, drunken and flying or whatever, you know. Can't stay to the right. I don't know. Kind of a scary thing. But some technology does really worry me, where other technology I just kind of, you know, not in my lifetime anyway, but who knows.
Right.
You know, I have enough technology right here at my studio. I don't need any more. You know? Yeah. Hell, I can't even remember my damn combination to my truck lock. I got a truck lock on the outside of my door. You know, either you have to use a remote key or whatever, but you got to push a combination in to open it. You know, and heaven forbid if I forget that. You know, I can't even get in my vehicle. I mean, some things will hurt you. I mean, you know, obviously, yeah, kind of funny. But yeah, crazy stuff. But I don't know. And we still can't make a real good coffee maker yet. Nothing to last anyway.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. You scientists out there, make a good coffee maker. and cheap enough that we can afford it. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
But anyway, for the future, we were talking about the mummies and stuff there. You know, Brian Foster, he's doing that DNA study on that one over there in Peru. And I'm following that one quite a bit, and I'm hoping, you know, they come up with something really conclusive on it. I'm really happy that Brian took over that one. Like I said in our last show, you know, the poor guy had DNA done onto it and whatever, and I don't know what they found, but because they charged him so much money, or wanted to charge him so much money to get the test results back, he never got the test results back. So, pretty sad. So Brian Forster and them are going to do it free of charge. So, that's really cool. Of course, Brian wants to know. I mean, that's his thing, you know, and I'm glad he stepped up and took over. So, and that guy, I can, you know, I believe in him. So, he's out there in the dirt. He's doing it, you know.
I have been following him now for a couple of, at least 2 years, maybe a little bit longer.
Absolutely. You know,
I've only been on this on Facebook. I started Facebook, I guess. I started my Facebook account in 2011. But I never got into using it or anything else.
Oh, none of us really did. Yeah.
I think it was like 2014. 2014 is when I finally started getting into really taking it serious and checking it out. And seeing all the different stuff. And one of the first people I came across was Brian Forster. And then Christopher Dunn.
Okay.
I also I'm on his friends list on Facebook. I talk with him all the time, and you know who he is, right? He's the guy that does that has done all the engineering work on the Great Pyramids, and on a lot of the Egyptian buildings and their technology. The statue of Ramses II. He's the one that did all the measurements. You know, from the center of the space to the outside edges on each side. You know, from side to side.
Right.
The absolute perfect measurements of that. He's the one that did. He was involved in that. And you know, so I really, you know, he doesn't talk about things that, you know, of the ancient alien stuff and everything. He's actually doing the engineering part of it.
Right.
And, you know, he said that on the inside passageways of the pyramid, and I started saying this 30 years ago, at least. I said that the pyramids were used as a source or power generation place of building. And one of the first episodes of Ancient Aliens, when he was on there, he talked of it was built like a machine. It operated like a machine. You know, and he looked at it at an engineer's standpoint. You know, how it can work. So I follow him. I really listen to him a lot. So and so Brian Forrester, Christopher Dunn, and David Childress, and of course Eric von Däniken, and Sukalos. Oh man, he's my. I listen to. I follow a lot of what he.
I do and I don't. Because, you know, to me he's kind of. I kind of put him in the same category as you and I in a sense, because, and I don't mean to take anything away from him. Don't get me wrong. He's a very smart individual, and he does travel and he does do these things hands-on, all that stuff. But there are times when I watched him on the show where he'll quote things that I know in the back of my mind have been proven differently, but yet he'll stay with this mainstream thing that's been going on forever. And I'm like, oh, you know, you had the chance to bring it out and bring out the real fact, but now you kind of stayed with that. Why did you do that, kind of thing, you know? And it kind of upset me, you know. But it is what it is. I don't know, you know. Yeah. But I mean, I kind of look at him as an apprentice, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? But he's out there. I mean, he's doing it. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I give him 100% on that. Yeah. But you know.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. It's just kind of funny.
Well, this is something that I kind of they opened my eyes up, my mind up. Eric Von Däniken did in 1971 when I read when I came across Chariots of the Gods.
Right.
And that started me. That started my, I guess my education, my de-education from what I've been told,
right.
what I've been taught, to finding my own path and doing my own research and doing my own investigation and doing my, you know, coming up with my own theories, my own hypothesis of what I think this could be, right, and how it fits in, how it fits, and not just coming up with some type of letting my imagination run wild with me, or letting my let my thoughts be swayed off into left field, out into an area that, you know, takes me out where the buses don't run. You know, I don't want to go off reservation. I don't want to. You know, I'm outside the box, but I'm not outside of reality. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not outside of what is.
Hold that thought, Melissa.
And that is the part. You know, the thing was that when that happened to me, I was in a Catholic school. I was in parochial school. I was, you know, I was being indoctrinated, you know, into our world, you know, of what we're being told, we're being taught. That this is the truth. You know, listen to what I say. Don't listen to nothing else, because everything else is just going to confuse you. Listen to what I say, and everything I tell you is going to be the truth. And I knew that was the biggest line of crap I ever heard in my life. Right. You know. Right. But you know, so you know, I have a lot of different things to fall back onto, to give me that to help guide me in the right direction. And sometimes now I have taken the bait on a few things.
Well, we all do. We all do. Yeah, it's going to happen. Yeah, it's going to happen.
Yeah, but once I realized that some people are going to tell you things, they're going to make these accusations. They're going to make a statement that is totally 100% not true and a lie. Right. But they're going to present it in a way that makes it sound like it's completely real. But it's, you know, that's you know, something that's true, and it's not. Right. And so that's the hard part right there. That's the hard part. Well, to kind of sifting through the chaff. Right. You know, getting rid of all the trash. Yeah. Take all the trash out. Yeah. And so with that being said, you know, what I will talk about, what I will present, are things that I have found. These things are in the right direction. These are the things that are real and have some or substantial evidence that that this is what it is, you know.
Right.
And one of the things that gets one of the things that kind of gets me is the saying ancient aliens. I think there's a stigma that goes with that. That I don't know how it can be removed or how it can be done away with.
They have to change the title.
Because people think about aliens and automatically they think of little green people and everything, you know.
For sure.
They don't realize.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll sit here. I can come up with 5 or 6 different things.
Yeah.
That will help to testify the fact that we human beings did not evolve here on Earth.
No.
So that makes us the alien, you know?
Right.
True. And this is true, you know, and this is something I don't like saying a lot. That's why I need to get the little kids away from me. Because they want to sit here and listen to what I have to say and then make fun of what I say afterwards.
Right.
You know?
Right.
You know, hey, if you want to listen, if you want to learn, I'll give you something to learn about. But don't sit here and listen to what I have to say and then turn around and make fun or you know, say that what I'm, you know, that I'm trying to indoctrinate people and you know, change their way of thinking.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to change anybody's way of thinking.
It's funny.
I don't want anybody to take anything that I have to say to be truth or anything else. I want them to do their own research, to do their own studies, to do their own fact finding, get on their own fact finding basis before they turn around and try to throw dirt in my face about what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it starts with young people all the way up to people my age and older.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if you're going to just listen in, if you want to listen to what I have to say and then turn around and then make fun of what I have to say or take it as some type of superfluous nonsense, I don't want you. I'd rather just you just stay with me.
Sure.
Don't listen in. Don't, you know. Because if you don't want to know about it, I won't talk to you about it.
Right.
You know, but don't listen in on what I have to say and then turn around and make fun of it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you know, I don't know.
Your own research without doing your own fact-based research. I can I'll show you exactly what is what. But if people aren't willing to learn and they're not willing to take what I have to say to be truthful, or to be the truth,
well,
then
you know, though that's just like these people that join the group, you know, and as an administrator, and of course a lot of people that are in the group complain about it a lot. But you get these people that join the group just to come in and blaspheme you anyway, you know, and blast at you and make fun of you and poke at you, and it's like they have nothing better to do. So it's just, you know, it goes all the way back to the evil versus good, or, you know, whatever. That's just how it is, you know. And unfortunately, you're not going to stop people.
There's a name for that, too. You know what that is?
What's that?
Trolls. Trolls.
I was thinking something else, but that's okay. Troll work. While we're kind of on that subject, though, Melissa asked a question. She says, do you think that a third unknown DNA in humans could be the DNA that separates us from Neanderthals and Denisovians? That's a good question. And I'll be honest with you, I really don't have an answer for that, because I myself have been contemplating this for a very long time. And the ones, I will tell you somebody to check in on, though, and you can ask him point blank on his subject, is Bruce Fenton. This guy just got done writing a book here just not long ago. I tell you what, he may be able to give you a better answer on that than I ever could, because that's his line of work and that's what they do. But as far as my opinion goes,
that's something that I, you know, in my research and what I've done and everything, I know a little bit. I know just enough about genetics and genealogy and DNA and stuff like that
Right.
to get myself into trouble. So I say I'm not smart enough to give you an answer about about DNA and about the genes and stuff like that. I will say this much: that there is no way, absolute no way. Now let me repeat this again: no way did we evolve from apes.
I don't believe that either. I've never believed that. I put Darwin out in left field. I mean, he had a good concept. I understood what he was saying and all that stuff. Some of it kind of made sense, but you know, apes are apes, and we evolved to what we are, and I don't think so. No.
We are our species.
We're bipedal. Period.
Our human beings, us being human beings, we are of a primate as far as the animal side of us, you know, and being that we are able to stand on bipedal, we stand on two legs. But the main thing, what primate means is that it's tapped into our vision, that we have two eyes, two forward-looking eyes that we see in Technicolor, and we see spectroscopic Technicolor and stereoscopic Technicolor. We're able to we can see distance and we can see things in color, and that's something that all primates share.
Guess what? We got Colin with us here. We haven't heard from Colin in quite a long time. Let's get him on here. Maybe he can answer this for us also. Colin, sir, are you with us?
Hi, how is everyone today?
Fantastic, my friend. All the way from Australia, everybody. Colin.
Greetings and salutations.
Oh, my goodness. It's been a long time.
How are you all doing?
Dude, I am so sorry.
This episode, I should probably call in and say hi.
I'm glad you did. Absolutely. I was so hoping. Yeah, I was so hoping. Colin, you got to give us a rundown on your trip and how it went. I felt so bad I didn't get to make it. The day that I was going to leave, of course, you know the whole story. Wound up in a damn hospital.
Yeah, it all went south.
It did. It went south really quick and really bad. Wow. Yeah. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Of all things.
We're just glad that you pulled through. That was the important.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'm still a little, you can still hear my voice is a little tight yet. I still haven't got quite over that part of it, but, you know, I'm okay, you know, as long as I can breathe. But, yeah.
Yeah, you still sound like you're still recovering, but
a little bit.
We're all just glad that you're in one piece.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. But did you happen to?
Too soon for you to move on to the next adventure.
Right? Yeah. Exactly. A little bit. Yeah. So how was the trip? What did you get to see Charles Hall, and did you tell us about the trip, Colin? I gotta know. I've been anxious to find out.
Well, look, to be perfectly honest, you'd be kicking yourself if you knew what you'd missed out on in Nevada. But,
I know it. I know it. I know it. Go ahead. I can take it. Go ahead.
Well, let's see. What can I say? I saw two craft coming in. Which was amazing, like different to the craft that I'd seen previously, but yeah, really cool nonetheless.
Wow.
I saw, well, let me just say everything that Charles says about Indian Springs is true.
Really?
So,
you got that firsthand, huh?
Everything.
Oh my gosh, dude. You're killing me. Oh, wow.
Right. Well,
oh,
man. So
I'm gonna be depressed. Oh my goodness! But they had to be exciting for you. I mean, how did you react to that?
well, you know, I mean, I've kind of been delving into it for a while, so it, like, you know, it was kind of what I expected, what I thought would happen. So
okay,
you know, I made sure that that I was expected. So there were no surprises.
Man.
And yeah, so I mean, you know, they're just normal people. So
now you say they're people. Are they
bad experience? So.
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean, you call them people. I mean, that's, you know, I guess they are. I mean, they do have flesh and stuff on them or whatever. But wow, that is something.
Yeah.
Of course, our viewers probably have no clue what we're talking about, but I'm sorry, folks. I should clue them in.
If you ever can, see if you can make it out there, because I mean, if anything, the desert's beautiful. So.
Sure. Let me ask you though, do you think?
Oh yeah.
Do you think that they would interact with other folks also, or is this just something that happened because it was supposed to happen, or you know what I mean?
Sorry, you broke up there. Do I think what? Sorry.
Do you think that they would interact with other people that went in looking for them, or do you think that that was just a one-time thing for you, or what? I mean, I tried to find them. Would they interact with me?
If you imagine them from the point of view of just regular, normal, everyday people,
mm-hmm.
You know, if you walk up to outside somebody's house, you know, when you stand there, I mean, is there any likelihood they're gonna, like, people inside are gonna come out and talk to you?
Right.
You know? Right. Well, imagine moreover, maybe like it's a village out in the middle of the countryside, say a small town, you know.
Gotcha.
Are you going to, if you drive up to like a kilometer outside of town and just sit there, you know, how many of the people in the town are going to decide to come out and say hello to you?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Something you should sort of think of it that way. And if you know, I mean, like they're you know, I think they're curious about us. And so if you you know, I mean, if you're interesting, they might talk to you.
They may talk to you. Yeah. Okay. I know everybody's chomping at the bit. They all want to know who we're talking about. And I'm kind of apprehensive to say, but I guess it wouldn't hurt, would it? I mean, really? I don't know. I don't know if people would believe it. I do.
Well, you know what? The one thing that I've learned through everything is that people will believe what they're ready to believe.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
And
yes.
There's nothing anybody can say or do to change that.
Right.
Okay. As the alien girl says in that Nintendo ad, you know, it's all about mental wealth. You know, you do it in your own speed. You know, at your own pace.
Right.
There's no race with anyone else. In the end, you're only competing against yourself. So, you know, do it for yourself, nobody else.
Right.
And see where you end up.
Right. Right. Well, I will. Let me explain this to the folks who are listening in. I see we got Perry with us. And if she can just hold on here just a second, let me explain to the folks what we're actually talking about so they know. if anyone's ever done any research with Charles Hall, who was a United States Air Force person back in the day, and he had contact with the tall whites. And if any of you know what the tall whites are, they're actually an alien species, which are pretty tall and they're pretty pale. I guess that's how you would describe them. And basically, they've been living out in the Nevada desert for a number of years. I guess, how long do you think they've been here, Colin? Probably, I don't know, quite a long time, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, there's evidence of their activity in the valley out there for like thousands and thousands of years.
Very long time. Yeah. Okay.
It's my belief that they're probably the same people that the local Anasazi believe were the Ant people. I think
the actual Anunnaki
people.
Yes. Yeah. Right. The actual Anunnaki. Yeah. But this is what we're talking about, folks. So if you ever want to look up tall whites and check out Charles Hall's stuff like that, Colin actually visited Charles Hall a couple of times, right? This is like your second time you've actually met him.
Yeah, I've been very blessed to be able to spend a couple of days with him. So
yeah.
So it was very great learning experience.
That's pretty cool. So, and cool, confirmed. There you go. That's pretty cool. We have confirmation on that. I was really excited. God, I'm so pissed now. I missed it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But it's great though. I mean, that's.
I mean, like, you live a hell of a lot closer than I do.
Yeah, no kidding. You come all the way from Australia, and I'm sitting here in frickin' Minnesota. Hey, that's something. Oh my goodness. Good deal. Let me get Perry on here.
Sorry, go on.
This is crazy. And she's hello dear, are you with us?
Hey, how are you?
How are you, dear?
I got to call in. I was out on Chelsea Piers just checking things out, and I got a text message, and I said, "Oh no, I don't want to miss another show." So I headed back on my bike, and I got home fast enough. But
cool.
I got something new to share with you from the 4th of July.
Okay.
There's always something going on with the 4th of July. There's always something going on in Manhattan, period. But
right.
I knew there was going to be some cool stuff happening with the fireworks.
Right.
And they put on a brand new camera. And I'm like, oh, good, a new point of view. This is going to give me all new stuff to look at. And as soon as I turned it on, I saw this white clam-shaped, clam-colored disc,
wow.
which I took a photo of. And then I just let the video just roll with
right.
the whole fireworks, etc. Not paying too much attention to it, doing a lot of other things, coming back to it occasionally just to see anything. And I was really pleased to see that white disc wasn't the only one that was captured. And this is before they even went off. This is before all the fireworks went off.
Wow.
So I'm actually just trying to slow motion down like 3 minutes of the whole 2 hours, so I could share it with you and your listeners.
Oh, that's cool.
If you'd like to.
Absolutely.
Try to. You can't put links into your into YouTube. They don't like links. They
yeah.
Them, you know.
Yeah, you're better off going right to my Closer Encounters page and posting a link right there. That'd be the best place for it. Yeah.
But you want me to put in the Ancient Alien one?
You can do that too.
Ancient Alien group?
Absolutely. Yes.
I can do that.
Yep, that would be cool.
Now, it might not come up immediately because I just slowed it down a little bit.
Right.
I didn't do any more editing. Like, I don't point out anything.
Right.
Oh, you know what's going to happen? This one? It's going to have me talking about this. It's going to have my, what I just said.
Oh.
So that's great. You could just mute it. All right, whatever.
Cool.
I'm gonna put the original up in the time being. It's not slow motion.
Okay, that'll work.
I don't know, maybe it is. Maybe
sure.
Clam disc, July 4th. Yeah, this is the. I'll put the unedited because I'm not yakking.
Cool. Okay.
But those like some of the best like picture. It's the best picture I ever took of a UFO, or you know, or whatever that is. You know, clothes on the half shell floating in Manhattan.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent shot. Someone said, I said, what do you think that is? And someone said, is that a Photoshop? I'm like, I don't do Photoshop, you know? So I like to be like, you know, accused of it, because that means it's pretty good, right?
Sure, absolutely.
It could be pretty good.
That's really cool.
I'm not I know I took a picture of something, but I don't know if that was something I saw could have been superimposed with a hologram, you know? So it's up to you to decide if,
Hi, Kim.
I definitely took the picture, but if that thing was there or not there, I don't know. I'm on the fence with it.
Wow.
Another reason I'm on the fence is just the white disc is not the only disc. There were black discs as well. And I've cut a few other of these black discs under the Brooklyn Bridge that is split like perpendicular and then back to, you know, horizontal.
Wow.
So I don't know. It's unusual, these black discs. I got me fooled.
Huh. That's interesting.
They're well superimposed. So let me just
yeah, throw that on the post. Absolutely.
Let me get the link and I'll put it on your thingy.
Cool.
So how have you been and what's new?
Well, we were just talking to Colin about his trip here to the States and stuff like that, and I was going to ask him though, Colin, you were with Lee for a while. What did you guys see there when you went out there?
Well, I tell you, it's the Navajo Nation is so beautiful, and it's really a world of it's a strain of dichotomy, because on one hand you've got this amazingly beautiful feeling land that's got such a beautiful vibration to it, and at the same time you've also got these places of like horrific suffering. So yeah, it's a really beautiful, moving place. I think that if I had had a couple of months to spend, I could have easily spent many weeks.
Yeah. Wow, that's fantastic.
In that area, so beautiful.
Wow, that is so cool. Now, when I
recommend anybody go there. It's great.
So did you get to actually go and see the Chaco Canyon or anything like that, or did you make it that far?
Chaco Canyon, but we went to the other one. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It was really amazing. I mean, you can see how, given the nature of the general landscape, how they would have seen these canyons and realized and decided that they were the perfect place to live.
No kidding.
They're like natural fortifications almost.
Wow.
Like with the water running through the middle of them, and then you've got like the really fertile sort of space either side of it, you know, where they're farming still, you know.
Right.
We saw the really old what do you call them? The really old pueblos, is it?
Pueblo, yeah.
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 The cave dwelling?
Really,
you saw the cave dwelling?
Yeah, the cave dwellings tucked up on the edge of the cliffs. You know,
yeah, those are really.
Now that's the tribe.
We went there. Sorry, Tom?
You know, is that the same tribe or the same group of people that just up and disappeared? Is that the same one?
Yeah, I think so. They were very enigmatic, really beautiful place.
Right.
I couldn't help but think to myself, man, I tell you what, if I was living in this area, that's exactly where I would have
Exactly. Yeah, that'd be the place to go. Mm-hmm. Sure. Cool. Wow.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you.
Have you been out there yourself?
I've been through there many times, but to be able to actually stop and enjoy it like what you did, I haven't been able to do yet. That's the thing. I really want to be able to. Oh, I got some feedback here. Hang on just a second. Yeah.
Clash, you're really breaking up there.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. Yeah.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. As a truck driver, I've been through there many times. I've been down the extraterrestrial highway, you know, up north around Area 51 and that and whatever. But to actually to be able to spend time there and get on the ground and, you know, pound ground with my feet, unfortunately, no, I haven't. But I have been through there many, many times and gotten several pictures, but not what I want. You know, that's the thing. So. And that's what I wanted to do on this trip. I was hoping to get with you and, you know, we could do the whole thing, you know, but, yeah.
Right. Well, I used to, for instance, and I'm sorry,
Colin.
I used to live in Four Corners on the Colorado side.
Cool.
I lived right in that area. And one of the places that we went to was, I went down around Chaco Canyon in that area. Didn't go to Chaco Canyon when we lived there.
Right.
But we did go to Mesa Verde.
Okay.
And that was just that was one of those places that just, you know, it just stuck out so strongly in my mind. I was like, you know, what better place could they have found to live?
Right.
Than amongst the, you know, up there in the cliff dwellings. And to me, what the main thing that I thought of was that they were trying to stay away from somebody, or they were fortifying their places to live and able to defend it easily.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, you'd be a fool to attack somebody who lived in an elevated area like that. You know, even from above, coming down to them, you'd be dropping into their trap, you know. So, yeah, it's a very good place to live, but they were highly advanced in their designing and in their archaeology.
Absolutely.
In their architecture, how they designed their places and how they made them. You know, it wasn't just haphazardly thrown together. They had some type of, you know, they had some planning going on there for sure. You know,
right?
But it's amazing. It's an amazing place to be at. You know, to go to. I highly suggest everybody, if you have a chance to go to the Four Corners area, to go to Chaco Canyon. Now, Chaco Canyon is in New Mexico. That's not too far. It's within it. I mean, you can see all those places in a day.
Right. Right.
You're not going to see all of it, but
right.
You can go there and see it. You know, it's not very far from each other.
Right.
You're talking
a few hours here and there.
Maybe, maybe 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, but within an hour and a half, 2 hours,
right.
You can be to all those places. So, yeah. Yeah, amazing place to go to, and I wish I could have. I wish I could have been there on that one night. Did you guys that picture that you got with Lee and with Mike?
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know where you were, but it was on a full moon night. You guys were out there in the desert in that, you know, and that had to have been an enchanted evening, man. That just had to,
no doubt.
You know, just seeing it, I know what she experienced, and I was like,
no doubt.
Oh man, I'd give anything to have experienced that and just share that with you all, man. That was great, though, man.
Yeah, I was looking at them pictures, drooling, thinking, I'm supposed to be there. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, it really, like the weather that we had just through the whole trip. It was just amazing. Everybody was like, everywhere we went, they're like, oh wow, it's the rain stopped and it's nice and it's cooled off for a bit. we just felt like the whole world was just was being so nice to us. And everywhere we went, everyone was just so,
someday, Kimberly, we're gonna make that happen.
Amazing, welcoming and nice. Sorry.
Kimberly said she wished she could visit with all of us. I said, someday that's going to happen. We're going to make all that happen. Yeah, pretty cool. One way
We should definitely do something like that. It would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be, absolutely.
Yeah, but yeah,
maybe hold our own convention.
Everybody out there is just waiting for the time when everyone can just live out in the open and be happy. You know.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
They're all looking forward to that, I think.
That'd be so cool.
I pray for that day. I'll tell you, I do.
Yep.
I pray for the day of free energy, to where we can collect our own free electrical energy from the earth grid, or from solar power, or whatever form, or whatever type of technology that we use, but the disclosure of what is really around us, and what is able for us to have, you know, as long as we're a good robot, and we have our daily jobs, and we pay our taxes, and we keep ourselves in debt to the machine. It seems like that's what society wants for everybody.
Well,
they don't want everybody to learn of what is available to us, free and without free renewable energy,
0 point,
without harming the environment, without harming the earth. You know,
but there's no money in that.
That's good.
Yeah, there's no money in that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, I think that day is very close if we let it happen.
I hope so.
Right.
I really do. Yeah.
It is. It is.
I really hope so. I hope you're right.
We have to let it happen, though. That's the thing. That's the big challenge.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
But what do you do with corporate America, though? I mean, you know, what is your?
Sorry, Clarence?
Well, I was just thinking. I mean, you know, being you're from Australia and stuff, and of course, you know, we're here in the States and whatever. Your government and our governments, I mean, how different are they as far as, you know, like your energy and education and your stuff? I mean, you know, do they coincide with one another or not? Or is there a big difference on how they want to do things, you know?
I think the most amazing thing about the USA is your sense of freedom, and how fiercely you defend that. That's really amazing, and you can see it even on on the highways. You know, it's the way in which you're free to do more things, at your own risk, of course, but you can still do it.
Right. Yeah. Nobody to stop it. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
But are you,
on that same note, though, something that's very distressing for an outsider going to the States now. Is how hard you guys have it now.
Yeah.
You know, it's the medical system you've got over there is broken.
Yeah, definitely.
So broken.
Yeah.
There are many things that are evident to an outsider, and the strangest bit is Australia. You guys seem to think that socialism on some level is a bad thing. And for the life of me, I can't quite figure out why it is that you guys feel that way.
It's not the
The
socialism.
things that you guys are so adamantly against are things that have been in place in Australia for decades, and there is no power on hell or earth that would allow those things to be taken away from Australians, because we fear what would happen if they were taken away. But Americans are so like I see these really anti social security things that people are saying over there. You know, but I mean, it's your country, and you run it the way you want.
Right.
But I mean, like this, that like the way that Australians see it is that we have kind of institutionalized charity. So if you work, you are essentially, you're paying tax that goes towards all of these state-run benefits for people who are unfortunate.
Right.
And you never miss it. Like it's gone from your checks before you ever see it. So like you wouldn't even know that it had been taken. But what it means though is that our medical system is occurs the influence of corporations. So our medicine's cheaper, our medical, it's all way cheaper. And the amazing thing is everything is so cheap over in America. It like food and cars and everything. It's so cheap.
Right.
Except medicine.
Sure.
Your medicine is like twice the price of ours.
And you know why that is, though? Seriously?
And the worst bit is, I see my friends and things over there who are like, who really should be seeking medical help, and they're not.
Right.
Because it's just ridiculously expensive.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
But anyway, that was the one thing that really shocked me and made me pretty sad was that my friends who I care about would not go see a doctor because of the cost involved. Even people who worked full time would not see a doctor because it's just too prohibitive money-wise. You know?
We've had a lot of great influences that reversed a lot of things that could have been taken care of, like you talk about our medical services and things like that. I don't see why it is so expensive here. I cannot figure out for the life of me, because I've talked to people who are here from Scandinavia, from Sweden, and from Germany. I've talked to people, and the people from I believe it was Switzerland and Germany, that as long as they're working, they're working and paying their taxes and everything. All the medical is free.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they want to go see a doctor, they don't have to pay nothing for it. It's paid for. It's about what you're putting it into it. And I think about that. Why can't we do that here? And you know why we can't do it here?
Yeah,
it's because big money and big corporations have got their hands so deeply into our pockets.
Yeah, it's the pharmaceutical.
You have this Obamacare, which now I'm not going to speak out against Obama because a lot of people like Obama when he did and all that stuff. You know, which I think he was, but he did more damage as far as that goes than anyone else, because the cost of your insurance, people that I know that have been working for 20 or 30 years at the same job, and having their full benefit package and having their insurance and everything, their insurance, when Obamacare went into effect, automatically tripled. It tripled. They went from paying $120 a month for insurance for themselves and their spouse to paying $650 a month
Wow.
for just themselves and their spouse. And if they have any children, well, you're looking at even more than that.
Yeah.
You know, and
knock on wood, I didn't have that problem, but
Affordable Health Care Act. Wait a minute. Where in the earth? How did they come up with the phrase affordable health care?
yeah, saying that it's affordable.
And in no sense of the word of fairness is that affordable.
Right.
I mean, it's outrageous. And there's no reason for it except for people. We were duped into believing what Obamacare was going to do for us. We were lied to.
Well,
They outrightly, totally lied to the public about because even Obama said, if you have your health care, if you have existing insurance, you can keep it.
right.
You can have it.
Right.
Not one person that I know of that had insurance before Obamacare has their same insurance for black.
Well, that's because the companies themselves changed it. That's why. I found that out later on. Even our company tried to change it, but our union wouldn't let them do it, you know. So when Obama put that into effect, and the only reason why Obama did it was, if you remember, nobody could come up with anything. And Obama says, either you do it or I'm going to do it, one of the two. And, of course, he wound up doing it, you know. And unfortunately, that's how it happened. But the after effect of that, when he changed that, all the insurance companies and all the pharmaceuticals and everybody else jumped on this other bandwagon and made their changes along with it. And that's how everything became what it became. Worst damn thing in the world, you know, unfortunately. Now Trump is trying to revamp it. You know, I don't know. I don't want to get into this politically, but, you know, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, you know, things will get better. But the main thing that I see the problem that we have is because of that all these doctors and that carry all this malpractice insurance and everything, because people are just so damn sue happy that they sue every doctor in sight. Plus the pharmaceutical companies are just, you know, they got to make the money. You know, an aspirin costs you half a cent, but you're paying $20 for it. You know what I'm saying? It's just greed. And there's no real cap. I mean, all right, let's take, say, your regular physician. He does nothing but flu symptoms, okay? Fever, nausea, blah, 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 for the common cold. And let's say he makes, I don't know, $200 an office visit per day, you know, per person, okay? Regardless of how it gets paid, whether it's insurance or out of your pocket. Now you take another physician that's 10 miles down the road, and he'll charge you $300 for the same thing that this other physician did. So there's really no cap on, you know, a particular physician or what he deems himself worthy of, you know? It's like paying a football player $10 million to play freaking football. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. So there's no cap. And that's the problem. And they charge our insurance companies, and then our insurance companies, of course, you know, where's the reimbursement coming from? Guess what? You know? So, yeah. And that's what happens. It's just a never-ending big ball of crap, you know? And unfortunately, I don't know if there's ever going to be the right answer for it. But I guess crap rolls downhill, they say.
Well,
yeah.
Well, as long as I mean, like what happened, it felt to me that what happened over there was that something that really had a good, originally originated as a really good idea was basically subverted once again to basically just put more money in the pockets of corporations.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
That was designed.
Yep.
That was designed from the get-go to be that way. And you know who was the main architect in designing Obamacare? Michelle Obama. When you look into see where she came from, where before when Barack Obama was a senator in Illinois and living in Chicago, Michelle Obama was the administrator of the hospital, one of the big hospitals in Chicago. So she came up with her own design to help pad the pocketbooks of all her doctor friends and the pharmaceutical companies and the lawyers and everybody else involved there. The big money is they're able to collect more money for the big money, and meanwhile make us the poor staff that have to pay for it.
Right.
And that's what hurts me to no end. You know, that everybody blames, you know, says, you know, it was Michelle and Barack Obama, both of them are responsible for the healthcare being the way it is in our country today.
Yeah.
That's bottom line.
Well, hopefully, like I said, they get this changed up. I know Trump was working on it, so we'll see what happens.
But his idea is just as bad. I mean, there's nothing good in what he has either. You know,
I don't know.
You know, the whole thing. But to scrap it now, you can't scrap it because it's so deeply entwined into the infrastructure of our country that we can't not have some type of a plan like that. You know,
right?
They made it that way.
Yeah,
they made sure of it. You know, which is part of the socialistic government thing that you were talking about, Colin, went in the wrong direction because for the first time ever in the history of the United States, we are being made to have to purchase something by law. There is a law, and if you don't purchase it, that's not socialism. They penalize you corruption.
Yeah, that's just corruption. Yeah.
Yeah. Not socialism, corruption. Yeah. A big difference there. You know.
Well, true. But it is a form of. I don't like getting into politics because politics is something that it's oh man, it's such a it's crazy. It's crazy, and it's something I really don't like getting. Like I said, I don't like getting involved into, but it's part of it's part of what our conversation is about here. When you brought up, you know, the medical costs, the cost of medicine, especially if you don't have, like for myself, I have Medicare and Medicaid because I've been on disability, and before I was able to get everything in place, I have to pay for all my medicine comes out of pocket.
Wow.
I have to pay for it myself, full price. I don't get no discount from it or anything else. Now I found a cheaper way of going about getting it.
Right.
But I found that in getting cheaper products, you're getting a cheaper product. The stuff that costs the full price is of a better quality. The cheaper stuff, it works, but doesn't work as good. You know, it's like a generic brand. You know, I can get it cheaper. I get the same, you know, the medication I can get for cheaper cost, but it's very generic, and it's not as good as the other stuff. But you know, that it is what it is, and that's it. I'm not gonna. I'll get off my soapbox.
Oh, too funny.
I mean, like it really, and that's just it. When we talk about this, Americans go back to insurance. You know, which is half the problem. It is my belief that a country should supply its people with free education, free health, and the minimum requirements to survive.
Absolutely.
That's my opinion.
But who's going to pay these teachers? See, that's the problem is who's going to pay these teachers? Who's going to pay these physicians? You know, because they all want their share of the pie. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
And that's the thing.
And it comes from the tax.
Yeah, yeah.
But right now, when you put it in the hands of corporations, corporations are profit based. They don't operate.
I agree.
The population.
Absolutely, I agree. Definitely.
If you allow the government to dictate who's the policies as far as where money gets spent and how it gets spent and who gets what, at least you have some opportunity for money to be spent for the benefit of the population.
Right.
If you leave it in the hands of corporations, it will not ever be spent in the benefit of the population. It will be spent for the benefit of making profit.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So that I mean, like, I don't believe anybody should tell you how to run your country, but it's very sad seeing these people suffering, And every other first world country on earth does it differently.
Right.
Right. It's just America that does it like that.
Yeah.
And it's certainly not done like that for any American's benefit.
It's almost like a give and take thing. We give up certain rights to have certain rights. And I think the main question is what are we willing to give up to get back the other stuff? And I don't think anybody's going to want to give up anything. I'll be honest with you. Unfortunately. I don't know. It's a two-way street. It really is. And of course, being an American and living here my whole life, this is what you're raised and born to do. You work for the man and you pay for the man. Yeah, it's funny. Well, it ain't funny, but that's how it is. You're marked from the day you're born. That birth certificate, that's their title to you. Which is crazy. Same thing with our Social Security.
Well,
you work your whole life and you get nothing back.
Aside from that, I mean, like, America, the U.S. is the best country to hang out in. I mean, I have so much fun. You guys have got the most awesome things there. It amazes me that Americans don't travel more. I mean, just like the stuff that you guys have got in your country is just incredible, and I had so much fun.
Yeah, it's kind of like they take it for granted.
I'm really looking forward to coming back into it.
Absolutely.
Sorry?
No, I think a lot of people here in the States, they take it for granted. They know it's there and that, but they don't care. It's like, yeah, we'll get to it later or whatever. It's like they don't really stop and take the time to smell the roses, so to speak. It's a damn shame. Whoa, what we got going on here?
Well, everybody's so busy working and
that too. Yeah.
It's sort of hard, and I understand that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And some just they don't care. I don't know.
Nope.
Yeah, sad. But I don't know. But I had a good time here. I'm glad you.
I do know that the price of gas here is a lot cheaper than it is in Australia. I know that.
It's cheaper here than anywhere.
It is incredible.
There is no place on earth you can get it cheaper than here, as far as I know. Even in Canada.
When we were in Egypt,
when
I was in Egypt about a decade ago, we organized for this fisherman to take us up the Nile. But part of the deal was we had to buy him 20 liters of fuel.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay, so that's a pretty good deal, I suppose. We're going to hire him for the day, and he wants 20 liters of fuel out of it. All right. So that would be, thinking in Australian dollars. So it'd be about, say, $30 or so. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
And then we went and we purchased 20 liters of fuel, and we paid, I think it was about $5.
Oh, wow. Yeah, of course.
$5 for 4 gallons.
Yeah.
So You know, it was
cool.
just incredible. And I said, you know, how come the fuel's so cheap?
Well, because
and
it's
they
Egypt.
Said, well,
yeah.
Number one, the people in Egypt simply can't afford it anymore.
Yeah,
Number two, they dig up their own. They have their own oil and everything.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So they can.
Yep.
You know, they manufacture it at that price.
Saudi Arabia and all that. Yeah.
The actual oil price is set internationally by the different oil companies and corporations and countries and stuff. So if the country wants to make its oil cheaper, it can, but it'll just upset the other oil making nations. You know?
This is true. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, we got about 5 minutes to go here, guys. You know, the show, boy, doesn't seem. Yeah.
Well, can I ask a question? What's the deal with this? With the Nazca mummy? Have we heard any updates? I heard this rumor that somebody had debunked it, but in my experience of people debunking things, when you actually look at their debunking, it's pretty
extreme.
It's not scientific based or anything.
Right.
It's just like, oh.
Well,
sorry?
I'll give you my update on this, and this, you know, and I've been following it for a little bit anyway. Where do I begin? They found, well, they did a conference today on the smallest one. Whoa, I gotta mute you here. Okay. They had a conference today on the smallest one that they found, the one that had the 3 eggs in the belly. Okay, that was the first one.
3 eggs?
Yeah, it had 3 eggs in the abdomen. This goes back a few years now. This is, you know, a few years old. And it's getting confusing for people because they, you know, the big mummy that everybody sees right now, the long fingers and the long toes, is the second mummy. That's not the first one. That's actually the second. The first one was only about 1.5 foot high, about the size of a China doll. Okay, and it had long fingers, but it had regular looking feet. It was just a miniature thing with big eyes, elongated type skull kind of thing, and whatever. Well, it's taken them 3 years to do all this testing on it. They did a conference today, and come to find out, it's actually a fraud in a roundabout way. There was no DNA that they could find anywhere on the specimen. No matter what they did, you know, they couldn't come up with any DNA samples. It just couldn't. It just doesn't exist. They found metal. They found metal in the fingertips and stuff like that. You know, just all kind of different things. So basically, they're saying that this is some type of a reproduction doll that somebody made. And for whatever reason, now, and my question was at the beginning of the show, I talked about this. When they x-rayed it, they found 3 eggs, or what appeared to be 3 eggs in the abdomen, so they considered it to be a female or reptilian. I didn't get the word whether the eggs were real or not. Okay, I don't know what they found out about them. But nothing else on that doll made any sense whatsoever to them. So they're classifying it as a hoax, and it's just a doll. Now, whether somebody made it, you know, 2,000 years ago because they seen an entity that looked like that, and they built this thing to replicate what they saw, it's anybody's guess. But it does date back to 2,000 years, so it is quite old as far as age-wise. But as far as any DNA or any kind of stuff like that, not a thing. So, unfortunately.
90 seconds.
But the other mummy, because I mean, one thing that I've learned is you've got to, you know, you've got to look at each individual.
Absolutely.
I mean, for instance, the Boyd Bushman, what do you call it, deathbed confession.
Yes.
You know, suddenly after his confession came out with the photographs and everything, suddenly there was the little grey doll that suddenly appeared at Walmart for a week that nobody bought and then was taken off the shelves.
Right.
And everyone bought those dolls and said, "Oh, that's the Boyd Bushman thing. So Boyd Bushman's thing must be a fake."
Right.
But if you actually look into it, you realize that that doll actually came out like weeks. Like after the Boyd Bushman interview came out, and everything actually gave credibility to him because somebody went to a lot of effort to discredit him, you know.
Right.
So, so my question is that apparently both of these mummies have been around for some time prior to actually getting any international attention.
Yes.
So, what I wonder is like, did the little mummy turn up first? Or has the little mummy, you know, been there so that it reduces the credibility of the larger mummy? Right.
No, the little mummy came up first. This is like I said, 3 or 4 years old now that they actually uncovered it. And the bigger one they just found here, within a year or two, and then they found a third one, same people, without a head, about the same size as the first one. So it's all kind of a crazy thing. So, you know, but they've yet to do, you know, we're still waiting for results on the other two. But the first one so far is deemed a fake, and it's just a doll, and that's what they come up with so far. But like I told everybody earlier, that the one particular gentleman out of New York or out of Mexico City who's been involved with this was not at the conference today. He never showed up. So, and unfortunately, you know, sad but true. So, so I don't know. Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
very intrigued to see what the outcome of the large mummy is.
Yes, absolutely.
The large mummy has got a lot of traits which are very familiar. So
you're right. Yes.
I'm going to be very curious as to see what the outcome is.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Me too. I'm just waiting.
Absolutely. Well, folks, I hate to say this, but our show has ended already. But even though we're still taping, we're not live on Blog Talk, but we're still live on YouTube and on Facebook for just a moment anyway. But the radio part of it's gone. So even though we can still hear each other.
This is really the 100th show, isn't it?
Yes, 100th show as of today. Yep. And
just go down. Do this. Maybe we have to do another 100th show.
There you go.
You know,
another 100.
Celebration or
absolutely,
something.
absolutely. But I want to.
And toasting you, congratulating you.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done, Clarence.
Thank you.
You put a lot of effort into this, and it's really appreciated.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
Like I said, though.
You know.
And
okay.
I appreciate. I definitely want to give a shout out to everyone who has called in and Colin and Diane.
Absolutely.
I want to thank you. You guys post some great things. Your knowledge and your input is very, very well treasured.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, I totally agree.
Tim, you've always added so much to the show, so I'd like to thank you as well.
There you go.
Tim is great.
Yeah.
Tim has been terrific.
People thanking each other. I love it.
Tim. We've had some time.
I love it.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it very much.
But I have to agree.
Let's not forget the elephant in the room, though, Clarence.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just.
He's the man.
I'm just the guy that opens the door and I let you guys in. That's all I do.
He's a guy, you know. Clarence, you've helped me out through some pretty traumatic experiences that I've had. So.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being patient and being my friend too.
Oh, you're absolutely welcome. Absolutely. And I love everybody. You guys are great. You
Half the
really,
stuff I see scares the crap out of me, truly. I don't know, some parents help me through some of those really scary moments, you know. Not that I'm not experiencing them anymore, but
that's cool.
just
I'm
trying
glad.
to deal with them silently.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's good though. Good deal.
I have them every day, unfortunately, but I've got a lot of, I've got a lot of justification why I'm so scared. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
And my thoughts and positive energy go towards you.
There you go.
To use all I can get. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I have another anomaly I filmed as well. I'll share it with your alien group. I keep seeing these like big rubber balls that turn into these yellow, like they look like fireballs, but I know they're not. I don't think they're fireballs. But they look like a sun, like a mini sun. Wow. And then they just rise like slowly and disappear. All around the same area. So it's all that's just the moon. I'm like, I don't think it's the moon. I think I know the moon when I see it.
Cool. Well, to check it out.
It's always in the same part of the city, you know?
Right.
So, it is. I'd love to be able to solve it or debunk it or whatever, you know?
Right.
What the heck is doing that? You know, what is this like suddenly and it shape shifts and it can swerve, like, it can flatten itself out. It's not like a solid round object. It can, avoid, it seems to avoid other crafts that are trying to get close to it. It looks like there are these crafts that are, or orbs that are just flying straight into it and like, spitting it out or something. They don't like being in it or something. So they like just avoid it. But there's curiosity of these like other crafts, airplanes, helicopters, or orbs that seem to be very curious, and they go right up to it or in it or through it, and just very strange, I'll post it now. I just got another one.
Okay.
Like last night, I think it was, or 2 nights ago. Stuff like that. I have 3 sightings of something similar. I don't know if they're the same exact thing or they're just. Are they some sort of creation of energy? I don't know what they are. Very, very weird.
Wow.
They don't look like a hologram because of the really complicated hologram.
Right.
Well, I guess holograms would be complicated, but it's almost too organic looking to be a hologram, perhaps.
Well, I hate to cut us off here, but yeah, we're going to have to wrap her up, unfortunately. But,
okay, congratulations on
thank
everything.
You.
And nice talking to your new guest, or probably an old guest for me, but I mean, it's for you, but a new guest for
everybody.
Me.
Pretty cool. Alrighty.
All right. Thank you very much, Brian.
Yes, thank you, Colin.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I really appreciate it. And yeah, like I said, it's been a fantastic 100, and we're going to keep it going, right? What can I say?
Well, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to say good evening. Thank you. Okay.
All right. Good night, all.
Good night.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, unfortunately, the radio itself did end. So, but we're going to play the ending anyway, just to get it on there so people can hear it during the recording. And I want to thank Kimberly and everybody else that showed up, Cheryl and the whole crew. We love you. Thank you for being there with us.